Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into the KIZUNA Clash versus the Straw Hat Pirates 10-star event with a bit of a preparation video to help you guys take down this particular quest. Now, in today's video, I have not included any of the new badge. So we're not looking at the Toby Roper, we're not looking at Hawkins, we're not looking at anything that could have been summoned on the worldwide celebration, and we're basically just going all the way back to about New Year's, and honestly, I'm not even really including some of those characters in this video either. So hopefully this helps you guys out, takes down the 10-star event. I do want to preface before the video starts, this 10-star event is an absolute doozy. In traditional worldwide celebration fashion, they have gone above and beyond to make this 10-star event way harder than it needs to be. Obviously, with Super Boss, it should be a time where everyone's having a lot of fun, doing a lot of damage, but they're just trying to do everything in their power to make the damage numbers lower and make it a lot harder for newer players and mid-game players to actually see some of those big numbers, which is going to encourage them to play the game more. So if any of the devs or anyone's watching this particular video for a bit of feedback on KIZUNA, just stop trying so hard. Honestly, like stop forcing people's hands into doing 3-star strats. Just allow people to play the game and have a little bit of fun. But we are versing Robin and Giampier today for a 5+ X Drake. This is a super weird KIZUNA because I feel like this was meant to be like the New Year's KIZUNA, and then the last one we just had was meant to be this one. I don't know. It seems like they got their stuff backwards. But let's dive into the KIZUNA crew and let's take a look at some of the teams I put together for you guys. So we're going to start it off with the Dex variation against Robin and Giampier. Now, against the Dex variation, they obviously want you to bring the new Toby Roper and the Hawkins unit. We're not including them in today's video, so we don't have to worry about them. But shooters, driven, and powerhouse get all the good stuff. Your left-hand column is going to get unfavorable orbs, while your right-hand column gets block slots, 5 turns of defense up, and 5 turns of resilience. After level 30, which all these teams are, and that's what we're aiming for, there is shenanigans with instant defeat and % damage. Obviously, you can't use that. There's normal attacks only, and then full immunity, except for increased damage taken. There's also a slot barrier for 2 Wano orbs for 3 turns, as well as 5 turns of all type orbs being unfavorable. Then your top row is going to get block slots, your middle row is going to get unfavorable slots, and then your bottom row is going to get bomb slots. There's also 3 turns of only allowing you to use 2 specials, and an intimidation that will remove 1 turn of an attack up from the crew. On top of that, you have to deal with 20 turns. Yeah, a whopping 20 turns of damage reduction. Plus, if you use any slot changing specials, only 1 time, you'll turn every orbs into block orbs. So if you just rotate any of your orbs, they're just going to cop that. But to get around all this shenaniganry, I have built a team out like this. Now, I've tried to include no supports for you guys, because I do understand that having supports can be a little bit of a nuisance. But Rush Kaido is a highly desired character, so I don't feel bad about including him in today's video. Hopefully you guys picked him up on the New Year's celebration, or if you're a newer player, you might have picked him up on that starter banner. But there's been some great opportunities to pick him up since New Year's. So utilizing him as a captain means that we can use end of turn damage to get around stage 2. We are still going to have to deal with the defense up, but we don't have to worry too much about stage 2 because we have Kaido to just cover us there. Plus, if you have the lead performer treasure map unit that came out for this unit, you're going to start this quest with a full board of Wano slots. So that's the reason these guys are here. So that way you can actually save the Wano slots for basically the entire run. This buggy is going to lock your slots, and he's going to remove 5 turns of defense up with his special. Plus, he rotates orbs into character's own type. So it's really, really nice because you can actually just get an orb block for the orbs that you saved. Now, ideally, you want to tap with Buggy or with Giampier and with the lead performers. You do want to try and save your Wano orbs and your captains, so that way you don't have to worry about the block orb shenanigans on the final stage. On the final stage, you are going to have to deal with a whole bunch of different stuff, but as long as you can save 3 Wano orbs, you are going to break through the barrier. Plus, with Kaido as a captain, you can actually just get through the barrier that way. Kaido is going to be your increased damage taken, your orb boost, and your conditional buff, all in one unit, which is really, really nice to have. Plus, he has a rush ability, which is great, and you can get access to a super tandem with this particular unit right here. However, you do have to do something first. You do have to use Big Mom. Now, Big Mom's going to give you an attack boost, an orb boost, and a color affinity boost. The only one that we really care about is the color affinity boost, because everything else is going to get wiped away. We already have an orb buff. We already The Intimidation is going to wipe away the attack boost. So we're just going to get a cheeky little color affinity boost with this unit. But the upside to her is she actually turns all, well, sorry, we want to use her first because she wipes away positive buffs. She gives everyone, G-Orbs. Now, this is going to trigger the interrupt, where you get a full board of block orbs. Once you've done that, you can actually utilize this particular unit, so that way you can actually get a tandem orb. So if you can keep the Wano orb on this unit, you will be in for a good time getting a super tandem ability too. Plus, their super tandem does include Big Mom, so you can easily just tap them into Big Mom, and you can just remove the Wano orb on Big Mom in that case, and then just go into the rush of Kaido. Even if your Kaido's only level 1 rush, it's still going to be an effective buff. As for the damage reduction, we have Jimbei. He's going to be our chain boundary unit as well, which is awesome. So make sure you use Big Mom first, then you can use Kaido's EX as well as Jimbei. You're going to miss out on an attack boost with this particular team, but remember at the start of the video, I said this was a bit of a doozy of a 10-star, and this is a prime example of why. Something I forgot to mention with this particular team as well is you can pretty much use any friend captain that you guys like. Ideally, you want to try and bring a Toby Ropo friend captain for all of these teams, but if you can't find a Toby Ropo friend captain, you can just use a double Kaido. That's going to work absolutely fine as well. Moving on to the next variation now, we're coming up against the strength fight of Robin and Jimbei. Now, against the strength variation of Robin and Jimbei, Cerebral Slasher and Driven characters get all of the good stuff. On stage 2, there's 1 turn of a normal attack buff of 1.1, 3 turns of getting attack down below a chain multiplier of 3 or less, 5 turns of Threshold, and an Intimidation. If you use any chain multiplicative buff or set chain multiplier, you're going to lose it by 1 turn. So, very annoying stuff, super annoying shenanigans, and if you bring a 3 turn, it's going to come 2 turns. If you bring a 1 turn, it's not even going to exist. Plus, you need to get above 3.0, but you can use Chain Boost here. That's another option as well. As for the final stage against Robin and Jimbei, after level 31, because, again, all these teams are, they avoid all of the blow away and HP cut shenanigans. There's remove sound effects, normal attacks only, full immunity except for defense down and increased damage taken. You get a full board of unfavorable slots, a tap timing perfect barrier of 2 perfects, 1 turn of crewmate fear, 6 turns of defense up, and 4 turns of damage nullification. So, very annoying stuff there. Now, if you use any damage damage-based special, you are going to remove the enemy's damage nullification. However, they're going to inflict you with 3 times damage taken for 2 turns and give you 5 turns of a whopping 49,000 pain. But this is easy to get around if you use the damage dealing special last. So we're going to be using Kaido as our captain. Kaido is a super type. He's a driven character. He applies increased damage taken. He gives us full board of orbs on the final stage. But he does do damage. So you need to make sure that you are utilizing his special last. Very important that you actually do that. But we are using Big Mom to get around the threshold on stage 2. You can use the super type of Kaido and then try and use King. However, the problem with stage 2 is you get that very annoying color affinity buff. So that restricts this King unit. But if you want to, you can use the King special and then use the Kaido super type. That's going to cover you for the threshold. And then you can just replace the Big Mom with anything. We're utilizing Shankscrew on this team. Shankscrew is going to give us the chain lock at 3.5 or 3.75 actually for 3 turns, as well as a base stat boost for 3 turns as well. So very important that he does that. And then finally, we have the KIZUNA 5+ Blackbeard as a conditional booster for setting defense to 0, which is great because there is defense up. Plus, he gives some base stats there too, but look, really, he's just going to be our conditional booster, as well as setting defense to 0 as well. He also removes 1 turn of all positive effects, but look, that's not really why we're here. And remember, if you are using a Toby Robo friend captain, which this team definitely can use, you just need to be mindful that Shank's crew is the one that needs to start the chain. If you are using a friend captain Toby Ropo, you can use their special as your attack booster, as your chain booster for this particular team. If you don't have a friend captain Toby Ropo, you still can use this team. I would just recommend using something like the Smoker support on Kaido, maybe replacing something like Big Mom and just not having color affinity for that final stage. But the Toby Ropo as a friend captain, they are going to be your attack booster, they're going to be your chain booster. They're going to do some really, really nice stuff there. But again, if you guys don't have them, hell, you can even use Rush Kaido if you want to. That's going to activate a orb boost for you guys as well. Remember, you can use the Smoker support as well, and that's going to give you an attack boost for your quick units. Moving on to the final variation of Robin and Jimbei. They want you to build a side team, but man, they just didn't give you too many options. Strength, Dex, and side characters get all the good stuff, and on Battle 2, all of your orbs will be turned to unfavorable. You get 1 turn of damage nullification, a slot orb barrier for 2 turns for 1 tandem slot, and then 3 turns of damage reduction. Super, super annoying stuff, man. Like, super, super annoying. Man, it's like crazy annoying. On the final stage, there is going to be all the blow away shenanigans, normal attacks only, full immunity except for increased defense down and boost damage taken. All orbs except for Semler and Super Bomb, from what I can see, will be turned to unfavorable at 0.5. There's 7 turns of damage reduction, and then 2 turns of increased damage taken at 5 times. So you really want to be able to remove that with the limit break ability. Because on defeat, you take 100,000 damage. The enemy revives at 40% HP, and there's an interrupt after 1 turn. You are going to have to deal with 1 turn of fear and 1 turn of special reverse. Not that that's a huge problem. Now, the big issue with this particular fight is stage 2, trying to find a tandem orb on one of your units to get through that particular barrier. However, the team I put together looks a little bit like this. We are going to be utilizing Sanji with the Luffy support to just remove the barrier, remove the damage nullification. Hopefully it should just work like an absolute dream. With that, having the Sanji unit on our team, actually now that I'm looking at it, I think Sanji's not part of this. Sanji's not part of this, Zoro is. I have to find a way to put Zoro on the team. Man, that's so freaking annoying. Alright, pause for a second. Let's just quickly do this. Because I just cannot be bothered beating my head against the wall with this particular piece of content anymore. But with Zoro on the team, you get access to the Kid super type. Now, with Kid, if he has a Super Bomb Orb with his level limit break, he removes damage reduction by 5 turns, which is really, really cool because you can just apply that, bink out bink out the damage reduction with the Super Bomb slot. But on this stage as well, you can actually use this particular sugar to lock your orbs. That is going to give you 3 turns of an orb buff, lock all your orbs so you can carry the Super Bomb orbs into the final stage because you're going to need that ability once again on the final stage. Now, to get around damage reduction, we have the support of Killer as well as the binking of the Super Bomb slots. Kid's going to be your attack booster. Zoro's got an orb booster in him on the revive stage. You just need to find a way to give him 1 turn of special reverse. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Or you could even give Sugar the special reverse if that pops up. However you guys want to look at it. Again, Zoro, as you guys saw, I just quickly replaced him with any unit to trigger the Kid super type. But the downside to this team is that revive is a little bit annoying. Now, if you bring a friend Captain Toby Ropo, they're going to have a 2-turn attack boost and chain boost. Shanks Buggy, they're going to lock orbs again, so you're going to keep the Super Bomb slots. But hopefully this team gets you guys well past level 30. I don't really see any of these teams getting past level 50, but hopefully it does help you guys out. And if it does, make sure to go down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. Best of luck in this particular Super Boss. Make sure to belt the bell because we are going to be putting out so much content on this particular event. And if you don't want to miss any of it, like I said, wherever you guys are, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.